I'm always going to be Phil of Sam and Phil fame. Yeah, with the Sam being at the beginning. Being good in a crisis is something that I kind of pride myself on. And although we're in a permanent state of crisis, the crisis passes and normality kicks in. It's an amazingly hard thing to come to terms with the fact your wife is there, living her life, being very, very positive, and I'm watching her, and we both know that the time bomb is ticking, and we both know that her medical treatments could be positive or they could change within moments.
I think you do need to think about your partner in all this, because I think they get forgotten. Because you're the centre of so much attention, it's quite difficult for them. It's your struggle. And, you know, I think they need a bit of TLC as well, which is important, which probably didn't always happen with me.
I think what I've learnt is to be honest with your partner. If you're feeling down or you're feeling tired or a bit nauseated.
Still, in a lot of Asian families, it's not culturally appropriate for a man to be doing the caring. I think it's up to the woman to sort of say what it is that she wants them to do, because they're not used to it, because they won't know how to care for someone, you know, and it can help in growing your relationship, I believe. And not to expect the woman in the family, any other woman, daughter-in-law, daughter, sister, to come in and do things to support.
जनिया की चाहिए ना कि सपोर्ट करो ना अपनी वाइफ की अपसेट होया बंदा ज़्यादा जड़ा परेशान बीमारी भी ज़्यादा तकलीफ देनी तो बंदा ज़्यादा जड़ा अपसेट रहा तो तकलीफ होनी बंदे की ठीक बैला नहीं हो सकना उन्हें सपोर्ट चाहिए होनी अपने हसबैंड नहीं बच्चियां नहीं फैमिली नहीं.
It's an emotional drain. You know, this happening, you know, I hurt myself, hurt my arm, it's added another level of crises to a crisis. And we argue quite a lot and we get into sort of fights about this, that and the other. And Sam is always looking for that normality, and I always feel that we are so far off normality. But we're always trying to draw down to be normal.
सारियां औरतें ये दसनी चाहनियां कि आपने गुस्सा भी चढ़ी जाना बंदे की तकलीफ होनी लड़ाई लाई किन्ने कुछ अलग करे बिच तो माड़ा हसबैंड ठीक है माड़े नाल वो समझने इस गल्ला कि कंट्रोल करने आपको हौसला देने रहने में कि भी पता उन्हें कि बीमार रहता है ठीक नहीं रहनी थी समारियां पर वो इतनी नहीं करे केयर करने माड़ी.
We got closer. We actually became very close. I was really surprised at him because he's always left everything to me, and it was like he was in charge and he was running the place.
After the surgery and with the chemotherapy, although my husband and I were close, we didn't have actual sexual intercourse because I was partly feeling very weak. But we still held hands and cuddled, and he never made me feel that I was less than a woman.
Actually having the hugs and being close was very important because it's a bit of reassurance. It's not necessarily the sexual act itself, because you might not be ready for that for a while, particularly because I had the DEP, which meant cutting across my tummy. So that was still healing. So there are certain things that you can't do. And I know the advice is look at other ways. But for me it was, I just needed that reassurance all the time that he was still there for me.
Your functions and your drives, you know, they tend to get knocked off balance a little bit, you know, and we've all got needs, and anxiety is very much assuaged by, you know, having that comfort of a sexual relationship. So we do need something about that.
It varies dramatically from person to person, but in my case, it just completely killed my libido. Fortunately, I'm in a very strong relationship, and we kind of work around it. But yeah, it did come as a bit of a shock. The only time I've discussed it with other men is actually other breast cancer, men who've had breast cancer. And there's a group of 5 of us who've been working on with a particular charity. And two of us have had exactly the same experience.
One of the side effects of the medication is vaginal dryness, and sexual intercourse can be really quite painful. And again, they can give you some stuff that kind of lubricates things and everything else to make things easier. But that's all a bit of a hassle in terms of kind of thinking, oh yeah, I need to go and do that. Talk to both your GP or your breast care nurse, which is what I did in the first instance. And they've got a number of samples of lubricants that they give you. It can be overcome with a bit of understanding from everybody and a bit of laughter.
Here's the thing, being diagnosed with a partner is hard enough. When it's just you, it's even harder because there's no adult in the house for you to bounce things off and everything like that. And you have to, you make a choice. Either you want to bottle things in or you go out there and look for help. A lot of my friends are part of my church. The support I had from them was amazing. I couldn't drive myself to appointments, so the church was always there to find someone who would take me.
Your friends are vitally important for us because we both got small families. Friends have been everything.
What I really struggled with was the support my mum expected from me. I think mum just thought I was going to die and that was it. Because I've only got brothers. Each one of them I told separately before I told my mum. And they said, so how are you going to tell mum? And I thought, can't one of you lot do it? They couldn't, they just couldn't do it. So I had to tell her and I had to deal with all the crying straight away, and even then, she knew I wasn't well, but then there were still things she wanted me to do. A lot of women actually told me to pray. And you got talked about sometimes, not necessarily by my mum, but other women about as if I've done something wrong. And I don't know what they mean in this life or the life before, but it's that kind of feeling. Plus, they don't really want to talk about it either.
उन्हें बंदे में एडवाइस देना चाहनी है कि तुम दसो सारियां कि ये दसना चाहिए सारियां कि पता होना चाहिए तो कई माड़ियां अपनियां बेस्ट फ्रेंडां ही उन्हें कि सा नहीं दसने से नहीं पता लगने से वही छुपाई तो रखने से तो बस बाना चाहिए फैमिली की सारियां कि दसना चाहिए